Hey everybody, and welcome to another Loveable episode of the Loveable A-Holes podcast. I am your host G. Going to start off with it this week, guys. I lied. We are not back in the studio. This is not Kevin. Neither one of them. So we're just trying to keep it going, keep the process moving. Kev is sick this week, so prayers up to Kev, and just he doesn't have COVID. But he is sick. He has I think a stomach bug or something. So just keep him in.
Got to establish that nowadays.
Yeah, I was about to say you got to establish that nowadays, man. We got the mud guts out there, but nah, he's fine, man. Just hope he gets well soon. He was feeling a little under the weather this morning, but I do have a returning guest back with us this week. Amar. Hey, y'all met him last week, and we like the fact that you're back with us this week, man. It really means a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool to be back. It's cool to be back.
All right, and this week we got our homeboy Skillet. Homie Skillet, homeboy Skillet. Wow. But Josh is back here with us this week, man. And not back here, but he's here with us this week. And yeah, man, it's good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. That's came all the way down from New York just to do the pod. I'm playing. We're not that important yet. But no, man, like I said, Kev will be back next week. We will have the guest that we had planned this week for next week. Not that I don't enjoy these two guys joining me, but we got a guest next week that will have a good, interesting
guest next week?
Sports takes. Ton.
Right.
But yeah, we got a
like
good number of interesting sports takes. Yeah. We all like Tom, man. Tons of assholes just like the rest of us, but he's good.
Nice person you ever meet. I am.
You think so?
I know.
I was about to say, you got any comment?
It's a matter of perspective. I'll say that. No.
And it's a matter of timing too. There's gonna be different situations, and first impressions do take a lot.
No, you're a nice person to people you don't know. I will give you that. Like in public, like you know how to you have home training. Like
not home training.
Yeah,
that sounds bad. I get it though. I get it.
To us, nah.
I'm good to go. Is that what
he's I'm good to y'all.
Oh,
but this week, man, we got obviously we're gonna do basically the same thing we did last week, freelance a little bit, but we do have our prayers up topic, like always, man. Our prayers up segment is something that we feel like we should just address every week, things that we feel like that need to be spoken upon and spoken about and just brought to the limelight. So this week, obviously, and for like the past 2 weeks, actually, we didn't have that much information on it last week, so we didn't really talk about it, but everything that's going on in Africa in general. But everything that's going on in Nigeria, man, we've just been seeing so much stuff become unearthed from everything that's happening with SARS and everything like that. It's definitely just not a great situation just to be able to see it, even from the outside.
Yeah,
just us seeing it from the outside isn't even the greatest thing to see. But just imagining what they're going through on the inside, just with the pictures that we can see, with the videos, man. Exactly, and that's what makes it so tough for us, because we're sitting here and we feel like if we complain about the smallest stuff, we start to feel like just crappy when they have that going on over there. So it's just like, why should I complain about this and they have that going on over there? So it definitely humbles you when you see stuff like that.
Yeah, it humbles you, but at the same time, you can't think just because something else worse than what you have going on is happening that you can't still feel.
What you feel. Yeah. You just
some people like. I don't know a good way to put it.
like you're born into different situations, so you don't have to worry about certain stuff. But what still is bad for you is bad for you.
Yeah. It's like you don't have to ignore your own feelings because
because somebody else is going through something.
Like
you can be empathetic and sympathetic.
Your own, don't
exactly. Yeah, you can be empathetic and sympathetic, but you don't have to.
To you might not be big to the next person.
Exactly. You don't have to just cut off your feelings for somebody else. But nonetheless, we do feel like that is probably the thing that just we need to be paying attention to right now and pushing the envelope on. Just gotta keep that in the forefront because I talked about it last week. Our police brutality, like reform and everything that was being pushed so hard, like earlier this year during the summer, it's kind of died down a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like just gone kind of to the wayside a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The people aren't out there protesting as much as they were and all that stuff.
I will say in regards to everyone other than Breonna Taylor, I may feel that, but I still feel that there's a lot of Breonna Taylor stuff.
Oh, you see it,
I
but
see it even on the news, like in other places too. I feel like I still see protesting. I still see.
But is it
actively marching?
Put it like this:
on corners with their signs?
Do you still see it in Kennesaw, like downtown Kennesaw? Do you remember they were doing it down there?
I will say, for me personally, I've only seen there was only one person I saw on the corner when I was in Kennesaw.
Yeah.
I've never been in Kennesaw and saw like a group of people out there protesting. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just didn't witness that.
Yeah.
But I know it was happening in Atlanta, and I know we witnessed it when we were here for Miles' birthday that weekend.
Yeah, but
we saw all the protests happening. So yes, it's not as fiery as it once was.
That's what I'm saying.
To a degree, that's kind of a good thing. Because I'm not saying we shouldn't be fiery, but we shouldn't be that fiery still, because I feel like we were kind of causing destruction, and at that point you kind of start to lose sight of what it is that you're protesting.
Yeah, most definitely.
So it's like you kind of, maybe we needed to relax a little bit, but that's not to say forget about it.
And most people ended up seeing like that it's not that may not be the only way to go about it. They may not be the most civil way to go about it, because they look at it like, if we affect it from the top, and get into the corporate offices and make our own and do our own things, then it'll trickle down to where we needed to be at. Yeah, to where we wanted to be at, and where we see it every day. So yeah. But yeah, the police brutality, man, it is shocking to see that it's not only here. And I think I talked about it like when we started our first few episodes, Kevin and I did, the effect that social media has on our generation. You start to see some people, like, you start to notice some things like people that are older than us are always asking our generation, why do you guys always talk about mental health? Why do you always have to bring that up? And not complaining, but they're just looking at it like, we didn't bring that up in our era, in our time when we were young, when we were you guys' age or whatever. And I understand that, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of, if we see this stuff on social media, not only here, we see the stuff in Nigeria, we see the stuff, and we see fires in Australia, we see, this and that. We see sex trafficking down in South Georgia. We see.
I think social media connects us more, so like it makes you more aware of what's going on. So like maybe in our parents or like older generations, like you may not have known what was going on in Nigeria. Because there's not that instant like, someone can just video it and upload it to the internet. But also I think it gives us a false sense of like how much power we really have, or like how big we are, you know what I'm saying? Because like, how are you? I mean, it's nice to want to try and help people, and it's nice to want to, fight for a cause and everything. But on the other side of the world, it's like, what, a lot of the time, like,
unless you're over actually doing the work,
right? Like it makes you, I feel like it, kind of becomes, at what point is like,
but I do look at it like, if you share it enough, then it probably can get to somebody who has the funds to go over there and do the work.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's not wrong.
Yeah. It's all about just who shares what and who sees what, and you can never skip a post because you never know. You know, I can never like not just post something that means a lot because you never know what that who wants who will see it. You never know who will see it. So.
But at the same time, I feel like, well, I'll say for me, where out in school, I was kind of taught how to fact check a web page to see if it's like a verified website and something that you should follow for real or not. But I feel like a lot of people's problem with social media, especially older people, is this whole fake news thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people... Fake news, it's real. I don't think it's real to the extent that it's being pushed, but it is real. So there is news out there that isn't real, or it's not 100% true, or it's, it's just altered in some way.
Just spun in some way.
Yeah, so it is out there. So that's where, like, I feel like it kind of gets tricky because it's like you can't just automatically believe everything you see. Some stuff you do have to look into.
Right.
That's not totally what I was getting to with the people in the other generations. I was getting to, so they always ask us about like what's wrong with our, like, why we always want to bring up mental health. Why do we always want to bring up mental health? But like they look at it like, I look at it like we see this post from this country burning. We see this post from this country burning. Hell, by the time you log off the app, you're on the app for 5-10 minutes. By the time you log off, you've seen 20 countries in turmoil. So you're drained.
It really is depressing.
Exactly. So it's like, you might not even notice it. You might not even notice it, but those things can be on your mind all day. Subconsciously, those things can be on your mind all day, and you're just sitting there like, this is draining to me. So that's one of the things that I've been looking at this year. I understand like we have to have social media, kind of. We don't have to, but we kind of. I just want to feel like I stay connected with the people that I'm with.
I have a different emotion about social media, so I'll just leave it at that. Because it's okay. I don't think it's the best thing in the world, but it's not.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. It's very oxymoronic.
But I'm more on it's worse than it is bad or good, but
it's very oxymoronic. It is very oxymoronic, and like I like to go in there and look in the group messages with my friends and laugh at certain stuff that they post because what they find funny, they might find funny for me. So
group messages on social media. That's how much like I'm just like.
Oh nah. See, I'm in like a few of them, and that's how I like get through the day on social media. When I'm on social media, because I see the group messages, I see the messages that people send and all that stuff.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, social media can be oxymoronic, and we know people from our like in our age group, they have to go through it.
Studio acting a fool. That's how we're laughing.
I might be in the background. Y'all don't even know who I am.
I might be in the background.
I'm making a slight exit.
It's Big Mark from last week.
Listen,
Big N.
I see we have dry snitches in the new podcast.
Not dry snitches.
But
There's nothing dry about it.
But we do. We like I said, we see a lot of worldwide turmoil on social media, and obviously now the most important thing in the U.S. that we see on social media and it's everywhere basically is voting. And I always talk about COVID and voting go hand in hand this time around because we have seen. But like, just put it to be frank, we have seen the mishandling of the pandemic this year by leadership. We have seen that mishandling. We have seen voting just, be so emphasized that the fact that it takes the attention away from certain stuff like Black Lives Matter, like the protests and everything. We see it taking attention away from COVID and the stuff that's going on with COVID. So, I don't know. So how have you guys been coping through the COVID pandemic? Like how have you come to grips with it?
I'll be honest, at first it was really hard because living what?
I was about to say, yeah, you live in New York, so
I was gonna say living up north, like it's a little
deal.
different. People up there take the pandemic a little more seriously, both on terms of like leadership and regular citizen level. So when it first happened, I was actually living in New Jersey, and then I moved in the middle of the pandemic in May to Brooklyn. But both states kind of just shut down completely. Like the only thing that was open for about 3 to 4 months was like the grocery store. Like you could literally go to the grocery store and go to like Walmart and Target to get, other like household stuff that you would need, but everything else, I mean, you name it, like GameStop, gyms, movie theaters, even regular stores, like nothing was open. So we locked down, had to stay in your house, like, and that went on for a good 3 or 4 months. And we just got back in New York City, at least. I think about a month ago. So what was that, like early September?
Yeah.
To where we can eat inside again. We couldn't even eat inside until like the second week in September, and it's still only at like, or no, I'm sorry, it was September 30th that they allowed us to eat inside again. So it's been almost a month at this point. So it's like you always had to eat outside, or now that we can eat inside, it's like only at a 25% capacity. Where in New York City, like businesses and restaurants are really small. So really what that means is like 1 or 2 tables can eat inside the whole restaurant at one time. So really it's just not even a thing. So we're still on pretty much of like a heavier lockdown. A lot of people won't refuse to go back to work, like won't ride the subway, won't ride public transportation. They don't have cars. So then, it's just like a whole mess up there still. Yeah, so like it's interesting coming down here, and it's not. I mean, you can tell obviously something's going on, but it's not nearly like this scale or the like abruptness.
Georgia's completely different when it comes to that, bro. That's tough, man. Damn, how have you been coping through the?
It might sound kind of bad, but I kind of live in my own little bubble, so I've kind of been alright.
Going through the house looking rough, like
yeah, like I mean, y'all
you just haven't.
Y'all see, I got a haircut this week, but like last week, did I have a hat on?
Yeah, you had a hat.
I had a hat on. Yeah, nah. Well, we're not on camera. I look rough.
Well, I understand.
In my house, I'm chilling. I was like, it's pandemic. I got laid off. That's my only downside is I got laid off, so I make less money than I was making.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to go get a job now because anything that is hiring right now, or most things that are hiring right now, they're seasonal. So it's like, even if they do hire me now, in January or February, I'm going to be stuck looking for another job.
Yeah.
And at that point, I wouldn't even be able to collect unemployment because I wouldn't have been laid off due to COVID. I would have just been laid off because I wouldn't got a seasonal job.
Mm.
So it's like, it's like, where do I really... Can't really win right there, not right now at least, unless I just look up and find a job that isn't seasonal that I enjoy doing. Because I also don't want to sacrifice my happiness. I'm one of those people. I can be broke and still be happy. I know a lot of people say that it doesn't go, they don't understand it, but
I will be honest.
I've been there before. Like I've had no job, and like as long as I keep my phone bill paid and like my car paid and stuff like that, like my basic stuff, I'm pretty all right.
I'll be honest, so working like has helped me a lot, like through it. I know I didn't like explain that part
Keeps
of it.
Your mind busy.
Right, exactly. So like at the beginning of the pandemic, like we were really on lockdown and I didn't have a job. Like I was just in the house all day. And now that I'm working, even though it's not like what I saw myself doing, it's not my dream job, obviously, like I still have somewhere to go every day. It gives me structure, it gives me a routine. Like I made friends for my job, like new friends in a new place that I moved to, so it really has kept me kind of grounded or like giving me something to look forward to every day. Yeah. So
it would suck if you didn't enjoy it.
That's what I'm saying. He enjoys it. Like if I can find a job that I enjoy, I really don't care what it is doing because I don't think I'm that picky.
Yeah.
Not with jobs at least, because I mean I've worked in not fast food. I've worked in a chicken wing spot. And then, like, I've worked in Kmart, I've worked in Walmart. I've kind of done hotels. I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. Just want to enjoy what I'm doing. At least enjoy the people I'm working around if I don't like the job.
Yeah.
You know, that at least helps.
That does help.
I've been at a job I don't like, and I like the people. So
I've been vice versa, too. I've been on a job that I love, and I just despise the people.
Or you don't like the people, You love the job,
But yeah, man, I'm glad you guys are getting through it and, haven't let it, hit you, get
Oh
you down
yeah,
in
no,
the
we're
dump.
still out here getting up every day, making the bed.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Basically, things could be worse.
Things
Yeah.
could be a
Long story
lot
short,
worse.
they could be worse.
Yeah, you're right about that. But got a few. Oh, and like I said, don't forget out to go and vote. Like I said, the election day is coming up, and we're pretty sure we all know what we hope to happen. And only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. And um, like I said, COVID is just it's still here. It's still prevalent. So just be safe when you're getting out there to vote. You said you had something to talk about with the mail-in ballots.
Yeah, I think it's a little interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily agree
Okay.
with the mail-in ballots, or not that I don't agree with it, but in states like New Jersey, where they made 100% of the voting is mail-ins this year. So in the state of New Jersey, where I used to live, I'm now a registered New York voter, but I did live in New Jersey for the past 4 years, and they this year, because of the pandemic, made voting 100% mail-in. So there's actually no physical polling place that you can go to vote this year. And I know a couple other states, I'm not sure exactly which ones right now off the top of my head, but a lot of places are resorting to that, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Simply because, not because I swing politically one way or another. I don't think it matters, honestly, because everyone has the right to vote and exercise their opinion, and no matter what it might be. But I think because I just don't see how it's necessary to go to 100% mail-in voting, especially when you can go to, how does it make sense that I can go to the grocery store, I can go to a bar, I can go to the gym, I can go to, in some states, movie theaters, I can, ride the subway or ride public transportation, pretty much almost every aspect of life, most states have gotten back to somewhat of a normal level activity. So why is it that voting, one of our most important and precious freedoms that we can exercise in this country, a lot of states are making it so where I have to rely on a third party service via, USPS.
Yeah.
Even though it's owned by the government, we know that, no matter on what side it is, there's a lot of corruption. It has a lot to do with funding, and post offices in the past previous, I don't know, 10, 20 years have been closing down, so not everyone has access to get to a post office or, I mean, obviously the mail goes everywhere, but it just doesn't. I feel like it leaves a lot of room for uncertainty
Error and
or
misplaced
error and
ballots.
uncertainty. Yeah, when you go to the polling place and you physically, cast your ballot, then I feel like it's just more of a secure feeling that my vote counted. I just don't necessarily see the reasoning for the mail-in voting, especially like I said, when we could do and partake in pretty much almost every other aspect of life at this point, no matter where you live in the United States. So
I
can
don't
see
trust
where
it.
from.
That's it. I just don't trust it.
and like I said, I don't think it necessarily, no matter if you're Republican, Democrat, anything in between, regardless of what side you're on, I think it, leaves room for doubt about will it be counted, what will happen. My vote, oh yeah, I sent it in the mail, but you don't know where it goes after that. At
That's
least
what I'm
when you
saying. It can
send,
be a misplaced ballot. The
Right.
damn mail lady or mailman can drop it or something like that, or it can fly off the truck. You just never know what can happen. And I do understand that. I do understand what you're
I
saying.
mean, at least when you send, oh, okay, you might send a letter or a birthday card to a relative that lives in a faraway state. At least when they text you, or you can hit them up and say, hey, did you get that birthday card? Or, you can confirm that it got there. However, a vote, it's not like you can just call and say, hey, did my vote count? Or did you receive it? It's just not, like I said, I think it leaves that security of it counted is lacking for me. That's why I'm kind of unsure about it.
No, I can feel you on that, man. This is definitely one of the more weird elections, weirder elections that we've seen in our lifetime. I mean, yeah, we've been only able to vote for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6. No, I'm counting wrong. Hell, 4 years. Yeah, not can't do math, but We've only been able to vote for what, 4 years? So it's like, I mean, we've only been able to vote for this election and the last. So it's like we just don't. We haven't seen anything on this scale. Whereas like it's so damn polarizing. First of all, with the two people that are in the running.
I don't really think anybody's seen anything. I said I don't really think anybody's seen anything
like this.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Your first time voting, your second time, or your 10th or 12th. I don't really think anybody's really.
This is very different.
Been at such a crossroads as to.
You either choose this side or you choose that side. Yeah. People are losing friends. Like it's completely different now.
Friends, family
members aren't talking to each other anymore. It's crazy, man. Like I know I ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't spoken to a few friends or people that I used to call friends over like since this stuff has started happening. And I'm like, this shit is. I mean, yeah, I understand. Like you shouldn't.
I personally haven't lost any friends over it. I just try to avoid speaking politics with some of my friends.
It's not even about that.
Differing opinions, because sometimes what you believe in politically isn't always a representation of who you are.
It's not about that. It's not about that. But it's when they. So, prime example. If somebody says Black Lives Matter on social media and you go and denounce it, just out of nowhere, all that person said was Black Lives Matter. You went out of your way to denounce it personally. One of your family members went out of the way to denounce it personally, and you're still defending that family member, or you're still defending your stance on that. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, how do Black Lives not matter? You quote unquote have so many black friends that it just. Take an exhale. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable, bro. But...
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I agree, but what am I trying to say?
I feel it because I don't know how to say it either.
So here's the thing, and I just want to like fully say like I did actually protest in New York.
Oh, I know.
I fell off. I will fully admit like I didn't. Yeah. I haven't gone recently. I haven't partaken as much as I did in the beginning. However, part of it is due to I feel like it's. Black lives do matter, but I feel like everything that it's becoming to represent doesn't represent the values that a lot of people, even who support it, are trying to accomplish. Because originally it, was how black people are equal and they matter, obviously Black Lives Matter, like police brutality, it is a thing and how it shouldn't be a thing, but then it turned into we're trying to change a whole way of life and a whole government system and Marxism, and it just even the people who run it on a national level have came out and said like these laid out the plans, and a lot of it people just don't agree with. I'm not saying I do or I don't, because I ought to be 100% honest, I haven't researched into every aspect of it.
Yeah.
But I know that from talking to both people in my age group and older age groups and just trying to get a more broad perspective of it, that a lot of people are talking about how it's just becoming more and more of something that people don't necessarily support. Obviously, most people aren't, when you really think about it, most people are not racist, or most people don't, support the whole idea of like the difference. And okay, I'm not saying it right, but like
most people aren't naturally
Can I
racist.
Try and fill in? I feel like maybe I don't want to put words in your mouth or anything, but maybe what I'm perceiving from you, or how I'm perceiving it, is like you're trying to say. Basically, it's kind of like when someone's upset, or even you're upset, and it's like somebody does like that one thing to kind of send you over, and you explode on that one person, and instead of just exploding on them about what they made you upset about, everything that you were mad about, other than on top of what you were already exploding on them about, comes out.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't know.
You really don't get it?
No, not at all.
It's like when you're having a really bad day. Picture it like that. Like you're having just a bad day. Like you woke up and you were getting screamed at by your mom because you didn't do the dishes last night. And then like your car, doesn't start. You need some new spark plugs or something.
Yeah, I know.
And then like
shitty day.
Yeah, basically, and then so like at the end of the
That
day,
one more
after
thing tips you over.
yeah, at the end of the day, like all of a sudden you link up with your friend and something else happens and you just like lose it, like just all that stuff from the day.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying like me the way I went about like not?
No, we were talking about the Black Lives Matter protest.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how you felt, or how he felt it was like kind of like how everything was going with it, and like how like that was just summing up what he was saying about it.
Oh, okay. It was like
yeah,
the
it didn't
tipping
have
scale.
anything to do with what you had.
It was like the tipping scale. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that's what I was saying. Like that protest started. I felt like
Yeah, like George Floyd was just a tip. Like it was like
Yeah,
the straw
so
that
now
broke
I
the
feel like
camel's
everybody-
When you were
back.
saying-
so like how you guys said it was kind of starting to turn into other stuff.
Yeah.
From that one thing, I'm saying that's what happened. Like that one thing made them mad, and now everything's just coming out.
Okay.
So I feel
When-
like that's what's happening. And instead of just calling it another movement, they're still labeling it as Black Lives Matter.
When you were
Is that? Is that?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, I was trying to
you
figure out
come
if I was, because I was summing up his words, so I
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm saying it right.
So, when you were saying earlier, everybody isn't racist, or most people aren't racist, and I was like, okay, I can give you that, but I do think most people are ignorant. Well,
100%.
and when I say ignorant, I don't mean that. I do mean that in a negative way, but it's something that we don't just come out the womb knowing everything about every different culture, about every different saying race and everything like that. So like you said last week, some things that some people say may offend people differently. So you never know. So it's just like you just if you offend somebody, don't be afraid to say I'm sorry. So like I mean I don't know. It's just some people put too much pride into it, and when I see that on social media, like just denouncing something that has nothing to even do with you, then it's just like why even give that energy? I said that on like one of the first clips that we made. Why spew hatred? Like why do people go out of their way to spew hatred?
That's just their opinion. That's just how they feel about something. And if you're sharing your opinion on social media, it's there for someone to see, for them to share what they're feeling. So it's like, why put it up there if you don't want to have the conversation?
They put it up there.
Some people
no.
confrontational.
They put it up there. They put that up there to let people know they're in support of certain stuff. Nobody was saying anything when people were putting the France flag on their profile pictures. And that was because they were in support of France and everything they had going on at the time when they had the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The earthquakes and everything. It were just like, you're in support of something. So I'm in support of Black Lives Matter, and I just put that on there because I'm in support. Why do you have to go out of your way to denounce it? Like
just like putting a flag on your page.
Yeah, just putting like a Black Lives Matter or a post.
Referring to but like when you say a post, I mean like how some people go on there and they put a whole paragraph about Black Lives Matter and what they believe about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's still supporting it.
Okay, you're supporting it and expressing your opinion.
That's supporting and informing. And when you come out and the people that come out to denounce it are people who've never experienced stuff like that.
Some of them, but I've seen people as dark as me on Facebook saying the complete opposite of what other people as dark as me were saying.
But I'm saying,
so it's
like,
not only people that haven't experienced it.
I'm saying the people who have experienced it, like, they ride on that side. There's no way that you can go through that and experience it. In my mind, there's no way that you can go through that and experience it and be like, oh well, only way you can is if you have something that they call Stockholm Syndrome. And Stockholm Syndrome is being worshiping your captors. People who, not captors, but you know what I'm saying? Like people who like, that's just like Samuel Jackson on Django.
Yeah, no.
He had a huge case of Stockholm Syndrome. Uncle Ruckus, he has a huge case of Stockholm Syndrome. And that's and we have a certain word for that, but the Terry Crews of the world, Stockholm Syndrome.
It's kind of hard to say stuff sometimes because I feel like sometimes being black, when you say certain things, people in the black community look at you like, oh, you shouldn't say that because you're black. But it's like at the same time, it's like it's the truth. So I feel like everything I just said, I kind of stand by it.
What?
I personally, I've had acts of racism carried out against me. I've had these things happen to me, and I still don't agree with some of these BLM posts that I see on the internet. I don't. Some of them I don't agree with. And if I was someone that felt the need to post on there or like go in the comment and be like, hey, this is the da say my opinion, I don't think that should be a problem. I just think it should be a conversation. I don't think it's something to be like, oh, I can't be your friend now because you disagree with me.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
It just, we have differing opinions.
I get what you're saying.
I don't label you as a racist just because you feel different.
And Black Lives Matter, it should be a overall imprint, as in it should have one definition, and that's to just say that Black lives do matter, and they should be, like you said earlier, they should be equal.
And everything I'm saying, I don't feel takes away from the fact that they matter.
That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying. That's why I was saying, like, when people put certain posts up and say like, just have their own definition or deviation of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit off. And you're just like, that's not the same Black Lives Matter organization or movement that I know. So it's just like you can't take away certain things that shouldn't be. I don't know. It's just certain things that shouldn't be in there, like in their definition, and you're just like, I don't know about that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying.
I get what
and you're saying. And I don't disagree, because some people, when they come out and say Black Lives Matter, it's like, all right, bro, like, we understand, but we should have one common goal, and that's to make ourselves equal. And if you can't make yourself equal, if you're just looking to if you're looking at not making yourself equal, and if you're looking at that should be the main goal. If you're looking at something else, and if you're looking at, like Terry Crews said, Black Lives Matter shouldn't be Black Lives Better. That's not what we were talking about in the first place. Nobody even said anything. We're focused on becoming equal and being in equal pay spaces, pay grades, and all that stuff.
In the first place, but it's what some people have evolved to, and that's what he was getting at.
But if that's,
and I feel like
that's my thing.
We're not talking about where the movement was. We're talking about where it is and where it's seen.
That's my thing. That's my thing. Let's cross that road when we get to it.
We're at it.
No.
We're at it. It's already evolving.
No. I'm talking about we're not at the road to where we're even equal yet.
We're not.
That's what I'm saying. We'll cross that. If y'all looking at us trying to overthrow the government and all that stuff, once we become equal, then all right, we can discuss that when we get there. But we trying to get to equality right now. We trying to get to just get these niggas' knees off our necks.
Just like we've been trying to get there for how long?
Bro, it's not. It's in the grand scheme of things. I was telling somebody that in the grand scheme of things, since the civil rights movement started,
yes,
since slavery ended, it's not that long when you look at world history, when you look at even U.S. history, because the United States has been here since for 400 years, 1607.
And U.S. history isn't even everything that we've been taught it is.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying, and we made progression to go there. Hell, we couldn't even vote. Hell, the same way Josh was talking about going to a poll, we couldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we couldn't even do that. 60 years ago? 70 years ago? We couldn't do that. We would have got blasted water hose, chased down by dogs. So I'm like, bro, we're not looking at Black Lives Better. Fuck that right now. That's not what we're worried about. We're looking at being equal and Black Lives Matter right now. Like Terry Crews is
that's what we're looking at.
As
a group, as an entirety, they are not looking at that all together. I think that's what I'm saying.
No,
on the grand scale, like not just me and you sitting on this couch. We might be thinking that.
No. Talking about
everybody does not think that.
No. I'm talking about
not everybody that's a part of that movement.
I'm talking about when Terry Crews says something about Black Lives Better. That takes and adds attention to it, and we take our energy that we had on the protest and doing something positive and getting a leeway into getting into certain spaces. Terry Crews comes out and says some shit like that, and we ended up.
It takes away from
it. It takes away from it. It takes away from it, bro. It definitely takes away from it, and I hate that. And I'm like, bro, like, why are you taking away? Why are you distracting us from our mission right now? Mm-hmm. We're on a mission. Why are you distracting us?
Agreed. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's certain people that just shouldn't in the denouncing in the like when people get on social.
We were distracted before Terry Crews said anything, so.
But that's
why I'm not like. But not the biggest thing on my plate right now. We were distracted.
But bro, that's what.
Terry Crews is not
when
George
Floyd
right now.
When George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, when that happened,
yes,
niggas said fuck COVID. Like, and I'm not saying that to downplay COVID because it is a serious thing. But niggas said, forget COVID. We about to go and ride and get in these streets and make a change and make a difference. And then some of the bigger heads or some of the bigger wigs in the black community were like, all right, we about to sit here and we about to call for change and this, and that. We about to call for ownership. We about to have this percentage of this stock and all this stuff. So that started happening. And you got clowns out there like Terry Crews. They're like, Black Lives Better. And it's just like, oh, brother, what are you talking about? And they got to take time out of their day to make videos and then respond to people. Oh, this, and that, instead of actually doing the mission that's at hand.
You don't have to take time to respond to anybody. You choose to respond to them.
But why? But hold on. Why is there somebody that should be on your side? Should be on your side in getting equality?
I don't care what you should be doing. I'm going to do what I'm doing.
Why is there somebody that should be on your side in getting equality? And they go out here and distract you from getting on that movement of equality. That's what I'm saying.
And I really don't care because that's not my.
But I get what you're saying.
I don't need to go back and forth
I get
with
what
him.
you're saying.
I have a whole movement I'm trying.
I get what you're saying. But Terry Crews with somebody like him has too much.
And I
has
get
too
that
much
too.
of a voice.
And I already said I agree. But we had other distractions before him.
I get what you're saying. But we can only conquer one distraction at a time. But don't let it be him.
It shouldn't be him.
That's exactly why we're saying the same thing.
Like,
it shouldn't be another brother with a somewhat powerful voice in the black community. Not powerful, but you know what I'm saying. Like somewhat. He don't have a powerful voice, but he has a big voice. He has a big voice.
Julius.
He has a big voice. He it's not like he doesn't have a national spotlight on him.
Yeah.
And that John Henry movie came out was trash. But yes, we can. Cause jeez, I got a few questions for Josh, man. Just a few. It ain't nothing crazy.
Rushing my shirt.
All right, you've been down here for a little bit, for a few times down in Georgia and down in the South in general.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you rather live, the North or the South?
I'd rather live up north. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
what did I say?
You said up north. You said New York. Yeah.
Maybe it's just like because of the familiarity, of it. Like, I've never lived anywhere besides New York or New Jersey, so it'd be like that shock of like culture shock moving somewhere else. Not to say like I wouldn't live anywhere else, but I definitely, if I had to choose, I
get what you're saying. Like the first 2-3 months there, you don't want to go through a culture shock every other day moving to
right. It's just it's not even that, because I definitely could, like, there's a lot of cool stuff down here. Like the food is really good. Like the weather's nice. The weather's nicer. Like, there's a lot of positives about it. It's just like home is where the heart is type of thing. So I feel like that would be like the most. Like, I'd be moving away from my mom and like really almost everyone I know. So it's like, I guess that goes for anybody though. Like,
I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that, man. Let's say if I ever move anywhere, I would want to bring my parents with me. I don't want to have to, like, my kids to grow up and like have to only see them like
your
3.
Parents gotta want to go.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Going nowhere. My girlfriend ain't going nowhere.
But
home is really where the heart is.
Yeah, like he's not going nowhere. He don't care. Like, I could be like, Pop, I got 30,000 square feet in California. You can come live with me. No, he's gonna stay right in his house,
right in the garage.
Yep, right in the garage, in his spot.
I got another question. Favorite places? Like I said, you've been in Georgia a few times. You've been in the South, period. So I guess this question didn't actually have to relate to Georgia, but favorite places to visit in the South?
Okay, so everyone's gonna get mad at me. Not mad at me.
I know what you're about to say. I know what you because you talked about it earlier.
They already know what I'm about to say about Waffle House.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like we don't have that. Up north it's just so cheap and so good. Like it's a go-to spot every time I come anywhere near here. What was the question? I just
favorite places to visit.
I do. I don't know, like the lakes and stuff out here are pretty cool too. Like the scenery, it's a lot. I don't know, everything's a lot more like
nature.
Yeah, like spread out. I guess nature, like it is beautiful around here. So I do say like the scenery is something to see, but at heart, like I'm definitely like a city guy. So like Atlanta's a pretty cool place. Like I like being in like bigger places.
Yeah. Did you like what's the favorite city that you like visiting in the South? Just in the South period.
Okay, so probably honestly Atlanta. Like I do. Nashville was cool. I don't know. I mean, you consider that the South, right? Like, Nashville was cool.
Definitely. Damn country
but
music.
It's just as someone who doesn't really care for country music, honestly, like it just kind of took away from the
beauty of the city. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and also like it was just so expensive. Like normally, at least coming from up north, like when you think of southern cities or like you're getting away from the Northeast, like things relatively get cheaper.
Yeah.
Like in Atlanta, you can go out and have yourself a whole night, and it'll be on a budget. But Nashville was like even more expensive than New York in some places. So I was like, wow, like it's kind of not my vibe, and I'm paying a lot of money for it too. Like, so Nashville, I just didn't really like as much as Atlanta. I will say though, Atlanta is a pretty cool place.
Atlanta's where it's at, bro.
Also, Houston too. I've been to Houston before, and no, that's kind of like a different part of the South. But Houston,
he's missing the Vegas thing on his hat, the Vegas button on his hat. He'd be Houston, Atlanta, Vegas.
Oh yeah. Houston's a really cool place. Texas is just like fun in general.
Mm-hmm.
So
most definitely. Culture shock. I asked him about this last week. Culture shock. Like, have you ever experienced any culture shock things when you come down south?
I would say the biggest times or instances when you would notice it is just in regular daily activities, like when you're like in the line at Starbucks or like getting at I don't know, like I was in even in the airport, like I had a layover in Charlotte on the way to get here, and I went to Bojangles, and she was so like just so nice, like what can I get for you today, like just very like they want to make conversation, like they seem like even the lady in the liquor store that is across the street from where we're at went yesterday, like just very nice, like in no rush, like just really try to treat you right, where back home it's like, all right, like pick what you want and get out, like it's what I'm saying, like there's a whole line, like we got shit to do, like so like you definitely notice like people are just nicer to you in like daily or regular interactions here. Also, like you said, another thing is that people just move slow. Like walking down the street or like walking through like a store or something, it's like, okay, can we like get to where we're trying to go? Like
I didn't notice that earlier. You were walking in the store. You were
in Target, because we went into Target and there's like a whole group of people in front of us, and they're just browsing, like looking around and kind of just had taken a stroll through Target, and it's like, okay, we need black t-shirts. I know they're in the back. Like, let's get in, get out. It's raining. Like, I'm trying to get home.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are like the two biggest things. People are nice, but it takes a while.
Okay. And a listed, it won't really be top 5. We do have a listed for this week out of our big 3. And I do want to ask both of y'all, what's the favorite, what are your favorite food items in New York?
Chinese food.
And that's the thing. I never try when I go to New York. I
Oh,
never
it's so
try their
good.
Chinese food. I
Chinese
always get
food
pizza or some shit.
No, New York is known for like pizza and bagels.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like bagels.
yeah.
You got any other like food items from New York that you like?
I don't really think baked macaroni and cheese is from New York. I just think
Nah,
it's
that's-
just a food. It's just a food that's just from.
No.
He's just listing off his
that's just
favorite
a food,
foods
like,
at
yeah,
this point.
like I just like baked macaroni and cheese.
Well,
No, I'm trying
like,
to think of New York.
Also,
food, but,
like
I
in
mean,
New York, we could go there.
I like
It's a lot
bagels.
more like convenience food. Like you can go to like corner stores or gas stations and
Oh,
get
I
like
love beef
subs or
patties.
sandwiches.
I love
Get you
beef
a
patties
nice
with
beef
cheese
patty.
and cocoa
yeah, I
butter.
remember you told me
Yeah.
about the
Beef patty
Jamaican
with
beef
cheese and
patties.
cocoa
Yeah.
butter.
Beef
And
patty,
I want
like-
the white cheese. I don't want the
Yeah.
yellow cheese. I don't want hot sauce on it.
Beef patty. Get you a chopped cheese.
Chopped
like,
cheese.
Yeah.
See, these are just things, and I've been to New York a few
I had
times.
a
and I had
50-cent wings.
Yeah, I was gonna
Them
say
wings,
get some
oh
wings.
my goodness, out the corner store. Them wings be hitting.
And so that's what I think. It's a lot more about. That's what I'm saying. It ties into like the speed of everything. Like
Yeah.
everything is just faster.
faster,
It's like
yeah. Most
the
definitely.
wings. Like let me get my sandwich and go. Like I'm
That
trying to
was
eat
one-
breakfast. Like
The main culture shock in New York was the roads and driving on the roads.
oh, see, I feel the
In-
same
in
way
the
about
city-
because there's not one straight road in Georgia. So
No, it's not
Y'all-
even
you guys
that.
are bad with labeling down here too.
No, you niggas don't have lanes up there in the city.
Oh yeah, no.
Drive.
There's-
Like, I was like, yo, like
You
niggas
drive.
just have understood lanes. You're just driving.
if there's space, you just go.
Basically,
Like yeah,
you just
no,
drive.
there's no lanes.
Just make sure you don't turn right on red when that sign says.
Oh yeah, because
You
they'll
will
get
a
you for
ticket.
that. Yeah.
They will.
Yeah, you can't go red on red in New York City, but other than that, yeah, you just gotta be
That
aggressive.
shit is crazy. We were
You
in
can't
a
be nice,
bro. We
you
were
gotta-
no. The thing is, we were in a whole Tahoe.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Wait, we was lit out there. We were going through traffic like that. I
Yeah,
was
so
like,
people are gonna move out of your way.
Because them drivers be
Right.
out there in New York and them Escalades and Tahoes,
Yeah.
they be moving
Through all the
traffic.
construction zones.
Yeah.
Like-
They have mad people in the back. They be moving.
that shit was crazy, man. I couldn't believe like how the roads were up there. But yeah, man. Any more foods y'all can think of? Chopped cheese is one
There's
thing.
like,
that I haven't
well,
tried.
okay, so New York, like, there's a lot of things that like originated there. Like, potato chips come from New York. Like, buffalo wings, like Buffalo, New York. That's an upstate New York food. Like, so wings. I mean, I still say that there's aren't really wings anywhere better than upstate New York. But
But I say I don't really. I be picky about my food. I tell y'all the Chinese don't taste right down here. I said most of the pizza don't taste right down here. The chicken, like Jermaine said, it gotta be extra crispy. You
But-
gotta tell them extra crispy. You don't gotta tell them extra crispy in New York. They're gonna find the chicken crispy.
see, but also like I was saying a few minutes ago, it's a matter of preference. So like
Yeah.
for someone who's grown up like in New York, like around that type of food, like even if it's better or worse, like it's more of a matter of opinion. So like it's more what me or we are familiar with. So maybe that's why it tastes better. Where someone who grew up here in Georgia might think that your style of pizza or bagels or
Oh no, I
Chinese
know it's
food
not.
tastes-
Well, if I haven't been to New York before, then I wouldn't know that. I get what, yeah, I get what you're saying there.
I mean, really low key, we all know it's better, but like we like just
And another thing is our food options. I feel like there's a lot more franchises than like fast food options in the South versus
Yeah.
New York. New York has a lot more family-owned businesses. That's like, even if it is like quick food or like food that's like on the fly, it's still owned by like somebody's family and it's prepared like every morning or something like that. Versus like McDonald's or Wendy's.
yeah. Honestly,
Like I see it like there's like a lot of fast food.
I can't tell you the last time I went to McDonald's.
Because there's just so many more options.
Yeah,
And they're all
it's like
family-owned businesses. small
why eat at
businesses.
McDonald's when you can go somewhere else
Oh,
and
yeah,
get
most
like
It's like for the same
yeah.
price, yeah.
But
and then it'll be like about from somebody that you know who owns it or
It'll be
somebody's
some real
family,
chicken.
Right, yeah.
It'll be some real
Instead of
bread,
pink goo.
real cheese, real eggs,
Y'all niggas gotta stop eating that. I mean, I understand times is hard or
real
whatever.
sausage, real
Right.
bacon,
I understand times is hard, but like
real everything.
like y'all niggas gotta cut out with that pink goo. Take care of yourself. If you have enough to go and like not eat McDonald's, I understand you came from a certain place, but nigga, grow up. Like your money's grown up. stop eating that damn McDonald's. Stop eating that pink goo. Like, and McDonald's might give us the
Chicken
bag
nugget.
later on. They might see this and be like,
It's like
yo.
it's like that episode of SpongeBob where they had the Krabby Patties being made in the back from the machine, and that little goop stuff dropped onto the conveyor belt, and it rolled on into the oven, and it popped out looking like a Krispy Kreme. I said a Krispy Kreme.
It was like fucking Mondo
Krispy
burgers.
Clean burger.
It's like Mondo burgers, bro. But that shit was disturbing, bro. It was adding that little drop. It was disturbing. But
good.
that burger did look juicy as hell though. I was like, damn, that shit.
One thing I will say about here that I do like a lot better than up there is that you all seem more supportive of each other. Like, even though you may not know a specific person or know,
I'm talking more about that though. That's Southern hospitality and Northern hostility.
Right. Like, you got, even if you don't know that person, like, you'll be more quick to help somebody out or like listen, even if you can't help out, like, you're not set up like that to really make a difference financially or whatever it may be, you'll still be like an ear for, someone for them to tell their story to or to listen to them. Where back home, that's just not really like, if you're not doing anything for me, then like,
but everything moves faster, like you were saying. Like,
it's more of a, I feel like everybody's just more
in your business down here.
I don't think it's that. I think they just care more. Like, it's like I have my own shit going on. Like, I'm not trying to hear about yours.
Basically, everybody in New York's kind of just like, I gotta deal with my own problems. Keep it pushing, dude. Like, it's not even that they're mean. I don't think. I just think it's people don't really.
See, but it gets misrepresented as mean though when it's not meant to be mean. Like, we're not even to each other. Like, it's not mean. Like, it's just like, all right, like, what do you want? Like, it's, I don't know. Like, I feel, no offense, but I feel like even a lot of people, like certain people I know down here, it's like take forever to like tell me something that you take 5 minutes to tell me a story that you could have told me in 2. Like, it's
I like the build up. I'm gonna build up.
Yeah,
he tells a story for.
I'm gonna build up.
And Marvin will tell a story for days. And yeah, I'd be getting lost in both these stories. Sometimes I'd be like, all right, bro. Like,
but y'all good? Anything else y'all want to share with the people?
I want to share that follow Wealth on Instagram, WEVLTH. Just
okay, good plug in, man.
Sorry, I had to throw.
Oh no, I understand.
Merchandise coming soon.
Okay.
They do got nice merchandise. I have a hoodie.
Okay. Oh, that's the Friends Don't Let Friends Drive Drunk hoodie, right?
Yeah, and then I got the other one with the Bankhouse.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, he has like every hoodie, like every color.
Yeah, we support our local business.
Yeah, especially your friends, man.
Can we talk? Yeah, actually, do we have like an extra?
Let's go.
2 or 3 minutes.
Let's go.
Can we talk about Amazon?
All right, you said what about Amazon?
I just want to talk about Amazon. And I know I'm gonna sound like that crazy person, right? But stop buying from Amazon. I don't shop on Amazon. I don't support them. Like, shop local business. Seriously.
Okay.
Anything you can get on Amazon, you can probably, as long as you don't live in like bumfuck nowhere, like you can find it within a reasonable distance of where you live. Anything on Amazon. I understand Amazon is cheaper, it gets delivered to your house, like all the conveniences of it are built in, yes, but like when you buy off Amazon, you're sending your money and you're donating, basically you're selling your money to someone who you don't know, whether it be Jeff Bezos and adding to his hundreds of billions of dollars that he has at this point, or some Amazon franchisee that owns how many trucks and warehouses and stuff. When you shop local at your local deli across the street, at even your local grocery store, like local pet stores instead of Petco, like it's just like, I understand you will most likely pay more, but at the same time that money is being recirculated in your community. It's being given to your neighbor, your friends, your family. You know what I'm saying? It's not just being given to somebody who, I'm spending my money in Atlanta, but yet really, because I'm spending it in my home at Amazon, it's going to somewhere in Washington, to someone somewhere in Washington that I don't know is not going to help my community at all. Like, so I'm just really a big supporter of like shopping local. I kind of like am against Amazon and like eBay, like all of those mainstream
Big
like,
conglomerates.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
don't. I try not to. Obviously, like stores run out of things, and stock runs out, and there's seasonal items and stuff that you may not be able to get everywhere. Obviously, but at the same time, like when you can, I feel like it's really important to shop local.
Okay.
I understand that was a whole random like
No. I love it, bro. It's just it's natural conversation.
tangent.
But no, I do understand that, man. And the more like I'm growing, I see my homies who have their businesses, who have like my homie Josh Young. Yeah, he has his weirdo brand. Nino has Immortal Worldwide, and I love it. Demo has Young CEO. Like I'm loving everything that I'm seeing from like my people. I'm loving it. My cousin DJ has his brand and his nonprofit, so I'm loving every step of the way. I'm just seeing like people like just building themselves up, and I do love love to support what they have going on, whether that's liking or we just talked about it earlier. It's all about the right person seeing a post. It can be somebody who is looking for a nonprofit organization to fund their stuff through, or is looking to drip their kids down for a photo shoot or something like that, and willing to pay good money for it. So you just never know who, or looking for somebody to become their stylist or something like that. So you never know what doors can open up to people, and you never know who is listening, who's watching, or anything. Man, it's just all about sharing information now. I think that's what our generation has the wherewithal to be able to put that up to another level, because it'll be because we have so much leeway with social media. We have the ability to share basically anything that we want to, and let it be seen by anybody that follows us. So yeah, it's all about just using your tools to the best of your ability, and I think that's what our generation is doing, learning to do much better. Learning to
I
do much
agree.
better. Yeah. But anything you fellas gotta?
No.
You sure?
Oh, I could keep going, but like.
Oh no, you can, right? It's all day, man.
No, I guess just to end it off, it's like like building on what I already said. Like I think the reason why it's so important is because, especially now that we see like with the pandemic, a lot of people are struggling or are not having the easiest of times. So if you look at like Amazon stock, I don't know the numbers at like what it started with and what it is now, like before the pandemic compared to now. But I know like companies like Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of these places have just made so much money over the pandemic, where people who own a local restaurant, a local pizza place,
Are having to shut down.
who owns a local pet store of anything. I mean, people get their groceries delivered on Amazon now. You know what I'm saying? Like really, it's just this
Walmart,
one
too.
service, right? It's this one service that can cater to your every need, and it's like while that is convenient, like it leaves everyone else just in a place of
Limbo.
financial, right?
Yep.
Like, and it's just not, I just okay, I lost it.
No, I get what you're saying. I just think that like you should support. Like I just think, why are we making people that we don't know rich?
Like your neighbor is struggling, but because it's it's more convenient, rather order off of this multi-billion-dollar company who really doesn't need your money.
Sometimes it's not even more convenient. It's just what they're used to. Like my parents shopped at Walmart. I've shopped at Walmart all my life. I've never had to go out and get a jar of all natural, just say lotions and oils and all that stuff, tea tree oils or anything like that, for my neighbor or somebody who lives at 3 houses down the street. I've never had to do that. It's always been at Target or Walmart. It's like, okay, bro, that's always been there, but who's to say we're not the people to change that?
Yeah. I mean, even like bookstores, candy stores, you know what I'm saying? Like people order candy on Amazon when you can go, and we passed one today in level 5 points. It was like a whole like sugar themed store, so it's like just local place, although they are like niche kind of places. I feel like if you can like support your fellow community members, like try to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like,
That's all I have to
bro,
say.
you're giving people, and if you support them, that only builds relationships and to what you want to do. They can advertise the stuff that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They can put your name out there, and vice versa. And that's what I'm saying. We build each other up. There's no point in me going and spending so much money on somebody who I always say it wouldn't give a damn about me, or support somebody who wouldn't give a damn about me if I died today or tomorrow. Like, what's the point of me? Like, if my brothers have something and they're doing something, I truly do love them. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and put that word out there. Do this, do that. Like, it's nothing that will stop me from being able to just like put what they have out there. There's nothing that'll be able to stop me, especially if I have a social media. If I have an account with a good number of followers or a few followers, hell, at least, then that just garners attention towards them. And in return, you just get the satisfaction off of uplifting somebody else's dream.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah. That's just how I look at it.
I agree.
Usually, we just use the tools to our best of our ability now, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anything else?
Oh no, I'm done.
You sure?
Yeah, I promise.
Positive.
I promise you. I could go all day, but I'm done. I
Okay.
feel like.
Okay. But yeah, Kev.
I'm just joking. This is PG-13. I'm only 17, yo. So I don't even drink. I'm a child of God.
I smoke CBD.
No, I'm 18 actually. I can't get. I don't know what if I said. Never mind.
But
just don't worry about it.
But we'll see you guys next week, man. It's a positive word for this week, man. Just uplift whoever's in your circle. Uplift the people that you know and you love. Don't let them their dreams and their visions go by the wayside. Don't let what they have planned not be supported by the people who they support, love, and enjoy spending their time around. We will be back next week in the studio. I promise you. We will be back in the studio next week. Kev, we hope you get the better, man. Shout out to Kev. Shout out to my co-host, man.
He'll be there too in the studio.
My man, I'm about to say my man's gotta get them bubble guts off him, man.
Oh.
I was about to say, nah, he ain't got no bubble guts.
I'm not exposing him on the podcast.
He ain't got bubble guts, bro. But he is a little bit. He is a little bit under the weather. He is a little bit under the weather, and I'm hoping that he makes a full recovery from whatever ailment he's having. And
from whatever.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, definitely. No, Kevin really does need to feel better. Feel better, Kevin.
Yeah, get well soon.
Thank you guys for joining me, man. I really thank you guys, man. I thank you for flying all the way down and joining me on my pod, bro.
Oh yeah, no problem.
That felt great, man. Thank you again, Amar. 2 weeks in a row.
Wow, you're becoming a regular on the show.
You know, I kinda like
that. But I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. We love you. This has been Loveable A-Holes, episode 11. Damn, man. Time flying by. Episode 11. Thank you and goodbye.